Ever feel that pulse-pounding rush when a riff hits like a freight train from hell, and suddenly you're chanting words you don't even understand? That's the black magic of Rammstein's Du Hast, the track that turns mild-mannered listeners into fire-breathing rebels. It's got this universal gut-punch appeal, whether you're headbanging in a Berlin basement or blasting it at a backyard barbecue in Boise. It grabs you by the throat and doesn't let go. But beneath those industrial growls and pyro-worthy beats lies a tangled web of linguistic trickery, East German rebellion, and enough drama to fuel a soap opera. Stick around, because we're about to unearth some buried gems from its creation that even die-hard fans might have missed, like how a simple wedding vow twist became a global anthem of defiance. And trust me, by the end, you'll be questioning every I do you've ever heard. Let's rewind to the spark that ignited this beast. Picture East Germany in the late 80s. Concrete walls, secret police, and a bunch of restless musicians dreaming of something louder than the regime's propaganda. Richard Kruspe, the guitarist who basically birthed Rammstein, had just hopped the Berlin Wall in '89, fleeing to West Berlin with nothing but his axe and a head full of riffs. He started a band called Orgasm Death Gimmick, which sounds like a rejected horror movie title, but it was his playground for experimenting with heavy sounds. Fast forward a few years and he's rounding up his old East German pals. Till Lindemann, the gravel-voiced poet who used to swim competitively and drum in punk bands. Oliver Riedel on bass, fresh from folk rock weirdness, and the rest of the crew, Christoph Schneider, Paul Landers, and Christian Flake Lorenz, each bringing their own brand of chaos from previous outfits like Feeling B and Die Firma. Now, Du Hast didn't just drop from the sky. It was forged in the fires of their second album sessions around 96-97. The band holed up in Malta, yeah, that sunny Mediterranean island, not some dingy warehouse, to record, because why not mix industrial metal with beach vibes? Till, the lyricist-in-chief, drew from those classic German marriage vows. Willst du, bis der Tod euch scheidet, treu ihr sein für alle Tage, which roughly means, will you, until death do you part, be faithful to her for all days? But here's the genius twist. Till flips it on its head with a resounding 9. No fidelity, no forever, just a big fat rejection. And the title, Du Hast. Sounds innocent like you have, but slur it just right and it's Du Hast, meaning you hate. Boom, double entendre city. It's like the band handed you a love letter that turns out to be a breakup note mid-read. Obscure trivia alert, Till didn't pull this from thin air. He was channeling his own messy divorce vibes from the early 90s, when his marriage crumbled faster than a cheap guitar amp. Imagine writing a song that mocks eternal commitment while your own life's in ruins. Talk about therapeutic songwriting. And get this, the band toyed with electronic elements early on, influenced by Flake's keyboard wizardry from his new wave days. What if they'd gone full synth pop? We'd have Du Hast sounding like a Depeche Mode outtake, and the world would be a sadder, less flammable place. Instead, they cranked the guitars, added those marching drums, and created a monster that feels like a panzer tank rolling over a wedding cake. But wait, there's a self-roasting aside. Rammstein, these 6 burly Germans, naming their band after a tragic airshow disaster at Rammstein Air Base in '88, where planes crashed and killed dozens. Dark. Absolutely. But they added an extra M to distance themselves, like slapping a sticker on a grenade saying not explosive. It's that kind of irreverent edge that makes Du Hast more than just a song, it's a statement. And speaking of statements, ever wonder why the lyrics repeat Du hast mich gefragt? You have asked me, like a broken record? It's mimicking the relentless questioning in a ceremony, building tension until that explosive 9 hits. Pun intended, it's got more layers than an onion at a vegan metal fest, and it'll make you cry just as hard if you're the jilted type. Shifting gears to the album and release shenanigans, oh boy, this is where the fun really ramps up. Du Hast landed on Sehnsucht, Rammstein's sophomore effort, dropped on August 25, 1997, via Motor Music in Europe. Sehnsucht means longing or desire, which fits the album's themes of twisted romance and inner turmoil. But the rollout? Pure circus. The band insisted on 6 different cover variants, each featuring a band member's face mangled with metallic contraptions. Think Hannibal Lecter meets a junkyard. These were shot by Austrian artist Gottfried Helnwein, famous for his hyper-realistic, creepy portraits. Trivia nugget. Helnwein had worked with everyone from the Scorpions to Michael Jackson, but Rammstein's covers got banned in some stores for being too disturbing. Imagine browsing CDs and seeing Till's face with a fork jammed in his eye. Appetite suppressant, anyone? The single for Do Hast hit shelves in July '97, right before the album, and it was a strategic masterstroke. They even recorded an English version called You Hate for international appeal, but it flopped harder than a stage dive into an empty pit. Why? Because the German grit is the secret sauce. Singing You Hate Me in English just sounds like a whiny breakup tune, not a thunderous proclamation. Release drama peaked when the band toured Europe, setting stages ablaze, literally, with their pyrotechnics. Till, a certified pyrotech, designed effects that could singe eyebrows from the back row. What if one misfired during Du Hast? We'd have a real You Hate moment from the audience suing for third-degree burns. And here's a satirical swipe. While American bands were churning out grunge anthems about teen angst, Rammstein waltzed in with Teutonic precision, mocking marriage like it was a bad contract. It's like they looked at Kurt Cobain's flannel and said, "Hold our lederhosen, we'll add fire and wordplay." Obscure fact, the album's mixing happened in Hamburg's Temple Studios, where producer Jacob Hellner pushed for that wall of sound heaviness. He later said the band argued like siblings over every riff, but it paid off. Sehnsucht went platinum in Germany faster than you can say Gesundheit. Now, onto the rise to mythic status. Du Hast didn't just climb charts, it bulldozed them. In Germany it peaked at number 5, but the real conquest was overseas. Enter 1999. The Wachowskis slap it into the Matrix soundtrack, right during that lobby shootout scene where Neo and Trinity turned goons into Swiss cheese. Suddenly, American kids who couldn't pronounce Rammstein without sounding like they were ordering ramen are blasting it on repeat. MTV played the video non-stop, directed by Philip Stolzel, which riffs on Reservoir Dogs, gangsters, guns, explosions, and a car bomb that lights up like New Year's Eve. Fun trivia. The video was shot in Brandenburg near Berlin and features the band as both cops and criminals. Meta much? It's like they're saying, we're the outlaws and the law in our own story. Cultural ripple effects? Massive. Du Hast cracked the Billboard Hot 100 at 99. Modest, but for a German-sung track, that's like invading America with polka and winning. It sparked debates on language barriers in music. Why did non-German speakers love it? Because the aggression transcends words. It's visceral, like a primal scream set to synths. Absurd what-if scenario. Imagine Britney Spears covering it in '99. Oops, du hast mich again, pop apocalypse. Instead, it influenced everyone from Slipknot's Masks to Marilyn Manson's Theatrics, proving industrial metal could be stadium-sized. And that 9 chant. It became a meme before memes, echoed at protests, weddings, ironically, and even sports events. Satirical jab. While the Spice Girls preached girl power, Rammstein whispered, commitment cowardice, balancing the 90s pop scales with some healthy cynicism. But the climb wasn't all smooth. Rammstein faced Nazi accusations early on due to their militaristic aesthetic, marching rhythms, German lyrics, the works. They shut that down quick with Till publicly denouncing far-right BS. Du Hast actually mocks blind obedience, like saying no to vows or ideologies. Little-known fact, the song's live performances evolved with foam cannons and flamethrowers, turning concerts into war zones. By the Family Values tour in '98 with Korn and Limp Bizkit, they were stealing the show, proving Germans could outparty Americans at their own game. Finally, the legacy and lasting weirdness. Nearly 3 decades later, Du Hast is Rammstein's warhorse, still closing sets with crowds roaring along. It's racked up over 1 billion streams, featured in games like Guitar Hero and movies beyond the Matrix. Think How High and CKY videos. Cultural echoes? It paved the way for non-English acts like K-pop invading global charts, showing music's universal language is rhythm, not vocabulary. Weird fact. In 2001, a fan sued the band claiming hearing damage from a Du Hast pyroblast. Talk about hating the heat. The case fizzled, but it highlights their explosive rep. More oddball trivia. The song inspired a wave of misheard lyrics online, like 2 hash browns instead of Du Hast. Imagine ordering breakfast to that beat, McDonald's metal menu. And ripple effects? It boosted German language classes in the US, with kids learning 9 before hello. What if Beethoven heard it? He'd probably nod approvingly, then add more cannons. Satirically, in a world of auto-tuned love ballads, Du Hast stands as the anti-romance anthem, reminding us that sometimes forever is just code for until I get bored. Rammstein's genius lies in packaging profundity and pyrotechnics. Respect to Till and crew for turning personal pain into planetary headbangers. If this wild ride through Du Hast lore lit a fire under you, smash that like button, subscribe to the Rock Lore Vault for more untold rock sagas, and drop a comment. What's your craziest Rammstein memory? Share this with a friend who still thinks it's about hash. Let's spread the chaos. Until next time, keep questioning those vows, and remember, in rock, 9 is always an option. Bang!